Hey everybody. Let me mute Nate and Andy. And it's been a day or two since I posted anything. Figured I might want to get around to that before y'all get bored with me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell a couple. And these are a few that my wife seems to absolutely love. And one of the ones that she always just loves to hear me tell is about my little brother. And my little brother is a bit of a psycho. I mean, he's kind of out of his tree. And, well, I did some trading around one time. We used to live up in the mountains. And did some trading around in a little place called Campton. And, this was one of them towns that when we got there, Dad went into the gas station. It was Wednesday, or Sunday. And he said, "Excuse me, ma'am, where can I find a Sunday paper at?" And she said, "It'll be out on Wednesday." And no, a Sunday paper? She said, "Yes, we only have one paper a week. It comes out on Wednesday." And anytime you go to give somebody directions to this little town, the directions will always contain one of two parts. And the first one is going to be turn at the red light, or turn at the light, because in this little town there's only one traffic light. And the second one is going to be when you turn on the dirt road. Now, we lived back this little dirt road, and to me it was always kind of odd because we didn't find out till we'd been living there a couple of months that this place was nicknamed Felons Harbor, or Felons Holler. And a holler is a valley, so to speak. And apparently we were back, in amongst quite a few people that was hiding from the law. Well, I had a great big speaker box, had a set of 15s in it, and we had kind of gotten bored with it. So I traded that and a little 22 for a 84 Chevy Spectrum, I think it was. Just a little cracker box car. And about a half mile from where we were living at, we rented a little trailer. Well, there was a strip job where they had gone in and just knocked a mountain down and taken all the coal out of it. And where they had done all of this excavating and everything, there was just tons of open area. And these plateaus all had, different elevations to them. You'd have one spot that would be lower than the next, so they had little risers to go to the next area. And we're easing up through there the first time we had gone in this little car, and I spotted this one little area. I was like, "Guys, hold on for a minute." So when we come easing back through there, I hit it, and it was like a little ramp. I mean, not a little ramp for a car. And I hit it going probably about 25 mile an hour. And it did the little, you know, we jumped. And I was like, well, we got to do that again. And we turned around to go back, and just as we get to the top of the little ramp and start back down it, my little brother's like, well, hold on a minute. I want to get out and watch. And now my wife has repeatedly told me at that point, I should have realized I was having a bad idea. If the psycho wanted to get out and watch what happened, I should have taken note. But no. So me and the little sister are now going back down the ramp. We go a little piece of ways from it, turn around. And the first time I hit it, I was in second gear, just about wound out. Well, this time when I hit it, I was going from third gear to fourth. And when we hit this ramp, I mean, everything got real quiet for about a good 2 count, maybe 3. And then the steering wheel just jumped up and beat the living hell out of me. and my nose exploded. I mean, like I don't mean it blunderbusted. I mean, my nostrils' directional pattern could be seen in the splatter pattern that came out of my nose. And I stopped the car, and I get out, and now I am still facing forward. I have not turned around. And my little brother, he's running up behind us and everything. He said, hey, why'd you stop the car? And I turned around, and he went, oh, we're going home, aren't we? Well, we hadn't been home probably about 5 seconds. Walked through the door, and just as we walked in, Mom was walking in front of me, but did not look up. Mom's like 5'8", 5'10" if she was lucky. I'm 6'3". And she didn't look up as she walked past. She said, well, y'all wasn't gone very long. And I said, yeah, well, the damn car wasn't playing fair. And she turned around and looked at me and went, oh, my God. And I mean, just went into a fit. I am crying laughing about this. It's one of those situations where I know I have messed up. It's my fault, but it's hilarious. So now, I get to mark off my list. I want to get out and watch. And another one that my wife and my mother-in-law both absolutely loved. My stepson's dad. Now, him and my wife were married and everything. And when me and him first met, he was a little strung out on some stuff. They had kind of parted ways, and he was stopping by, wanted to know if he could, see his son. And growing up with a stepdad and never seeing my, actual father when I was growing up, that was something I didn't want to take from my boy. I mean, he's not mine, but he is. And well, my wife had taken, now at the time she was just a girlfriend, but she had taken my car to work, and her car was sitting in the driveway. And there's a knock at the door. Well, when I go and answer the door, here he is looking out through the yard. And you had to step up to come into the house. Well, when he turned around, he's looking me in the chest, and I almost had to kind of catch him to keep him from just breaking and running. He was a little on the nervous side. And I asked him what was up. He said he needed to talk to her, and I said, well, she's not here at the moment. She'll be back shortly and everything. I said, you know what? I think we need to go ahead and get one thing out of the way. You don't show your ass, I don't show mine. That cool? He said, yeah, man, sure. And me and him been pretty good friends ever since. Whenever I'm referring to him, I refer to him as my ex-husband-in-law. And he could be a lot worse. But we're helping my mother-in-law move one time. And he has come over to help with some of the furniture and stuff. And the mother-in-law just did not like him at all. I mean, she referred to him as useless. And I always give him a hard time, picking on him and everything, you know, verbally. And when he showed up to help, when he come walking through the door, and he said, hey, Dan, man, how is your old lady and my kid? And I said, well, you know, I ain't doing too bad. And to be honest, being a stepdad's really not that bad. As long as you don't mind fixing somebody else's mess ups. And I thought my mother-in-law was going to fall out of the chair she was sitting in. Mark another note. And I guess today, just for showing off and everything else, I got my 2021 in. Never did think I'd be so much excited about reading. My wife got me that one last year. And it's amazing, come to think of it, I paid like $16 for what will probably equate out to be about, 20 pages. Anyway, I figure that'll be all of it for today, guys. Just needed to get one out. Y'all behave.